Hi, I'm the Master Game Pro, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario 64 with Analysis. I just wanted to mention this really quick, actually. Um, Look underneath the bridge. Like, see those coins there? I, I don't know if it's possible to get those, actually. I have a feeling they intended for you to come back and get these after you've gotten the wing cap. Because, yeah, you can't wall jump up there once the mode is drained, so... Yeah, I have no idea why they put those there. I've tried to get them for so long, and I could never get them. Check out these walls. They definitely took inspiration from Super Mario World. As you can see, like the mountains in the background look exactly like the ones from that game. This is something I forgot to mention yesterday. As you can see, when you first come into this room, you might be confused as to why there's just a painting, and I'm not sure if it would be your first clue to jump into the painting. So maybe you'd walk up against it, and then you'd see it sort of has a fluid quality to it. It's a good way to hint to the player this painting is not just a normal painting. It's not just flat and solid. Let's do a foot race with Koopa the Quick. Actually, apparently you can beat him in 0 seconds if you have the wing cap and fly when you're starting the race. I guess maybe I can try that out later once I've gotten the wing cap. I'm pretty sure he goes up the white floor up over there. Yeah, he runs up there. I remember playing this game with my little brother a while back, and he tried to follow that guy up the mountain, and it did not work at all because it's too steep. So so Mario tends to slide. Just another thing to point out in the race: if you go up here, it's considered cheating, and he won't give you the star. It's kind of like how it is in the Cool Mountain race. If you take the shortcut there too, then you don't get the star. I guess they're trying to teach kids that cheating is wrong or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny because in both the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, it's possible to cheat, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't really know what they're trying to do with this. I guess maybe this game's aimed for younger kids, so maybe it makes sense. That flag had a nice wind effect put on it. Again, that really helps to build up the atmosphere of the game, make it feel more realistic. I wonder how many people would have known that this would be a cannon. I guess they have cannons elsewhere in the level, so it sort of makes sense, but I know lots of people nowadays don't really talk to people in video games, so I don't know if it was the same back then or not, but I have a feeling that many kids would be stuck here for a while and wouldn't even think to talk to these people. Oh, check that out actually, really quick. See how there's fog in the distance. I don't really think that was done for draw distance in Super Mario 64. I have a feeling that again this was mainly for to set up the environment. In lots of other games, fog was used as a crutch to hide where the N64 could no longer handle drawing. And in some games, I think Turok, I never played that game, but I have seen screenshots of it. The draw distance is absolutely just tiny. I know that while other games Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, say what you want about that movie, but that game had an insane draw distance for the N64. So the first game with red coins was Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo, and it's nice that this game really had much more importance on them. I always enjoyed them quite a bit, and it really made you explore the level and really scour it for collectibles. I feel that the collectathons might have been a little overdone on the N64, but they were definitely fun. I always did kind of punching walls when I was little. Not in real life, of course, but in this game. Just because, that sound effect is kind of, I don't know, I kind of like that sound effect. I can't imagine how they, made that sound effect, but There's something satisfying about punching the wall and seeing the particle effect, and like hearing that sound along with it. It all really fits well together. Again, like establishes the environment really well. I watched a video by a YouTuber named Gaijin Goomba about like why like the recent Mario games aren't really that good, and he suggested that it was due to like oh shoot, he suggested it was due to like the current games not really establishing the environment all that well, not having very good atmosphere. You know, I'd say that makes sense. I mean, like all of the new Super Mario Brothers games, they feel really cold and sterile, but this game like feels more like alive, I'd say. Wow, I just cannot do this. And I'd say that like all the games that are my favorites, I'd say they all establish the atmosphere really well. It's weird that the first couple doors, in the first section, it had like it made like quite a bit of use of like these star doors, like the three, the one, the other. Another three, another one. But these never popped up really later in the game. So I'm just kind of surprised that it ended up that way. From what I've heard, and from what I think I remember doing this a while back, if you punch or like kick the butterflies, then you can actually make them like either explode or you can get like a 1-up. I think it's random. I'm gonna try that out real quick. There's something similar to this in Ocarina of Time. If you touched a butterfly with the end of your stick, it would turn into a fairy. It's kind of interesting that this popped up in both games. Okay, that's not working. I'll put an annotation to a video that actually shows how this works, so you can actually see that I wasn't lying. All these little splash effects. Yeah, watch the trails that form when he runs around. All these little splash effects, and when you jump up in the air, like the water actually, the little droplets of water actually leave little splashes in the water too. It's stuff you never really notice until you look right at it, but seriously, this game did a great job of like establishing a sense of presence, or as I guess like Eager Raptor said, game feel. Here's something else too. Like, if you jump on the back, like, then you'll get coins. I wonder why they did that. I guess just a little fun little Easter egg to do. It adds like a sense of excitement as you find out something new. Kind of like this, where like just like climbing up a random pole might just seem pointless, but they do reward you for like trying out things. So here's the boss. King Thwomp, or whatever his name is. You know, it's weird. Like, see his shadow? Like, his body animates to walk around. Like, it's sort of like it jitters a bit, like as he takes each step. But like, his shadow follows Mario exactly. Like, it smoothly rotates to follow Mario. I have to imagine that was like an oversight by the programmers. They probably did not intend for it to be like that, because it doesn't really look all that natural. Probably the same with how you can just jump through his back. I have to imagine that was not intentional. It's so easy to just overlook all these little particles, like all the stars and all the explosions that happen, but just think of how like the game would look if those weren't there. Like, without all these particles and things, it would look a lot more flat and boring. This is always something weird I noticed. Like, why are there 3 paintings in this room? I mean, I guess it helps make this room look different than the others, but I was always confused as a kid. I always wondered why I couldn't go into these paintings, too. I always tried to find ways to get into them. I might have even invented, like, little strategies of how to get them, like, oh, like, if you beat the game this quickly, then you'll be able to unlock those paintings, just like all those old hoaxes for, like, Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. So you remember how I mentioned that cheat earlier? Like, well, not really a cheat, but how, like, if you use the teleport as a shortcut, then you wouldn't get the star. It's weird that the first time you do this race, they would show you how to, like, there's a shortcut with, like, a trail of rings, and then when you're in the big race later, like, you can't take that shortcut. It's kind of like, it tricks people. It's not really that nice. It's kind of a devious way of designing your game, like misleading your players. I guess it's nice to have a trick every so often, but it's kind of disappointing to learn that you have to redo that race. And it's especially disappointing when you learn that the race is like really hard, at least for like little kids. So one little final thing I wanted to mention. Um, there's been so much debate as to what this thing means. Seriously, there's been so much debate over this. It popped up here and in Ocarina of Time. It looks like the plaque says Eternal Star We Hope For, or Eluzriel 2041. And like many people use the latter, Eluzriel 2041, as like a possible clue that Luigi's in this game. And he isn't. But yeah, so this caused so much confusion. You know, yeah, it looks more like Eternal Star, and it would make sense given that this is a star. I have a feeling this was just intended to be a nice little piece of scenery that someone made. They probably had no idea it would cause so much confusion. Alright, so that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.